everybody, this is Cassie from Southeast by Midwest, and today we are going to be doing my best of 2015. These are my personal favorites. Just as so you know, these are products that are not necessarily new for 2015. They are just products that I was loving in the, for the year of 2015. Just as a note, this will be split into two videos. The first video is going to cover more of the face products like moisturizers, primers, foundation, blush, bronzer, and then lip primer and lipstick. The last video will cover, or the second video will cover the eye products, eye primer, eyeshadow, mascara, eye tools, brushes, things like that. So we are going to do part one, and for some of the categories, I did try to choose a drugstore and a high-end favorite. However, if I could not think of a high-end or a drugstore favorite, I did not try to force a product into the category. I just wanted to let you know that there may be some categories where there may not be a high-end, they may not be a drugstore, there may just be one product for that category. Alright, starting off with moisturizer. The moisturizer that I was loving for just about most of the year was the Embryolisse moisturizer. This is actually the gold edition. I have actually just been kind of saving this one. I haven't opened it. I always get like the little bitty ones in my Birch boxes, and those last so long. And then especially when I went back to using this after using the Paula's Choice for a little while, and I partnered it with that oil booster from my December favorites, this is like the best thing ever. I love this moisturizer. It really is good for all skin types. It does not sit heavy, at least on me. It does not sit heavy on the skin. Hang on, strand of hair. It kind of just soaks in, and that is a problem I have with a lot of moisturizers, is they kind of just feel heavy on my skin, and I really need moisturizer to absorb. And this also kind of absorbs fairly quickly, which is important if you're trying to moisturize in the morning and get your makeup done and get out. So I was loving this as my moisturizer. This is actually the only moisturizer I will be mentioning for this. At the beginning of the year, I was really loving my NARS Radiance Enhancing Pro Prime Light Optimizing Primer. I got a mini of this as a Sephora 100 Point Perk. I loved it so much, I then went and got the full size when I had the opportunity. I'm going to do a little dab. And a little bit goes a long way on this. I'm able to do just a little bit and get most of, get all of my face. The reason that I quit using this, I don't know if you could see that, but the reason I quit using this wasn't because that I didn't like it, but I started trying out a couple of luminizing foundations, and so I switched to a different primer to use those, because sometimes with a luminous foundation, a radiance enhancing primer can be a bit much. And so when I was wearing the CoverGirl Luminous, I had to go with a different product to try. So, which brought me to my second favorite primer of the year, which was the Hourglass number 28. If you have dry skin, this is for you. Again, a little bit of this goes a very long way. It smells so good. It smells like kind of like flowers, kind of like I don't know if it's rose necessarily, but it has a good scent. It's not a strong scent. When you put it on, you can smell it, but it goes away. It is not harsh at all. It is not irritating. I've worn just this primer, some lipstick, and mascara before, and it has made my skin look so good. So this really probably is my go-to primer now, but I still love that NARS primer. If you want to give your skin a little bit of a luminous glow without having a luminous foundation, the NARS is the way to go. But if you just want to add some like a healthy look, or you're very dry skin, the Hourglass is where you need to go. For foundations, right now, well, not right now, but CoverGirl, the Outlast 3-in-1 is always a favorite. I mean, you can look and see how used and abused this baby is. I mean, This really is a good drugstore foundation. It is one of the better ones in my opinion. I actually think I might need to go a shade lighter in this. This is shade 805 Ivory. Because sometimes it can, especially in the winter, which is why I'm not wearing it right now, it can be a bit too dark, which, as you know, I've mentioned it before with the Sephora thing. You know, I finally found that, you know, sometimes my skin tone can be a bit off, but I really do love this foundation. This is a great foundation. If you don't want to go high end and you're looking for a foundation that lasts, that does not oxidize, that, you know, this doesn't oxidize at all on me, that, you know, it has great coverage, this is the one for you. The Outlast 3-in-1. I did do a review of the Outlast Luminous, which I will link down below. It is part of the same Outlast Stay Fabulous line. However, I don't think that it holds a candle to the 3-in-1. However, my current favorite foundation is the Dior Skin Forever. This is a bit pricey. It is a Dior product. However, this, especially partnered with this, makes my skin look absolutely flawless. I mean, this has a lighter coverage, so it does not, it doesn't feel super heavy on the skin, but it still covers up what I need it to cover up. And it looks like I'm not wearing anything on my skin. And, you know, I have a problem with my skin after, you know, the makeup being on for a little while. It will start to look powdery and kind of, it doesn't look natural. I do not have a problem with this foundation. This is a great foundation. For concealers, I was loving the CoverGirl Olay and Olay Simply Ageless Eye Concealer. When I first started my blog, I got this. However, they discontinued it a while ago, and I made the decision towards like March of this year to stop using it since it had been discontinued. I mean, it does not have a problem with, you know, being dried out or anything, and I think that's the Olay in it. Due to the Olay being in there, not only did it conceal, but it also was good for the skin. But they discontinued this, so I quit using it. When I quit using it became the issue, because I have looked and looked and looked and looked for concealer. I have a problem with concealers settling into my skin. I also have a big problem with concealers. Like, I'll put them on and then like 2 hours later, I will have really dark circles under my eye that aren't there when I don't wear concealer. It's really weird. So I started looking for other concealers, and I finally happened across the, let me show it to you first. The Sephora Bright Future Gel Concealer, Gel Serum Concealer. This is in the shade 05 Parfait. And as we know, the problem with this one is that it is too dark for my skin because I got this when I got the NARS foundation, and I really do like the way that it sets on my skin. I like the way it blends. It really is a good concealer. However, like I said, I got this when I was color matched for the NARS, and seeing as how I was color matched 3 shades too dark just about and too yellow, this just does not work for me. But it still is a good formula. I plan on trying to go back and actually get the correct shade of this formula, but this is a good formula. Alright, for blush, I really love for the drugstore the Milani Baked blushes. They are absolutely stunning. They look like this. And this is what the inside looks like. And it kind of lifts up, and it has the little mirror and the little brush. But they are so pigmented. And I have a blog post for this. Look at that. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Not really. But, ooh, a little bit there. But it is, this one does have some shimmer in it. This is shade Dulce Pink. It has a little bit of some like gold shimmer in it, so you do have to be careful for that with that if you like a more matte blush. The baked ones are not for you. The rose, the Statement Rose blushes would be more for you. But if you want it to have a little bit of a glisten on the cheeks and you're not wanting to like go, you know, full bore on your highlight, then that is the blush for you. It lasts. The Milani blushes, they are really good. Now, my go-to blush, if you've seen my tutorials, you know that the few that I've done that I really love, the Benefit Havana boxed blush, and it is just this swirl blush, and I just love how this looks. It gives just a natural pink flush to the skin. It really is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's matte. There we go. It is a matte, so you're not going to get that shimmer. If you don't want shimmer, this is a very good blush. The Benefit blushes, to me, are just good overall, but Havana is my favorite. For bronzer, my drugstore favorite is NYC's Sunny. I absolutely love this. It looks like this on the inside, and it is just a light brown. I do believe they have it in darker shades. Just, see, it's a light brown matte kind of bronzer. I actually use it to contour a little, not to bronze. But you have to be very careful because a little bit with this one goes a long, long way. So, but I found that with this one, I mean, it really does last and it does not wear off. It really is a good option, and it is super, super cheap. However, I've been really loving lately the Tarte, the Sculptor is what this is. And this came in the Superstar box, the Sephora Superstar. And this is a cream one. I'm loving cream bronzer right now. So you just draw this on like that. And you can use anything you want. However, this came with the Tarte, well, a version of it, Slenderizer brush. And you basically just use that to buff it in. And oh my gosh, it is amazing. I have been using it. I draw under my cheekbone on each side. I draw along my jaw. I draw a little under my lip, a little down on each side of the nose, which, as you know, I don't usually like the nose contour because it can look a little unnatural. And I do a little bit along the hairline, and then I come in and I start buffing it all in. And oh my goodness, it looks so natural. I love this. Love, 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 love this. Powders, e.l.f. always a good go-to. My only issue with the e.l.f. high definition setting powder, loose setting powder, is how messy this thing is. I mean, it's just so loose, it just kind of poofs everywhere. And you do have to be careful that you blend really well with this, because if you don't, you can get that kind of white cast from when you take photos. And I have actually had that happen with this. So you do have to be really, really careful. And the lid is a little wonky too, getting it on and off. But as for a powder, it really is really good. I'm also loving the Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder in Translucent. Oh my goodness, this is like my new ride or die setting powder. Like, no joke, Rimmel was one, but however, it kind of helps make me look way powdery. This, it goes so good into the skin. It absorbs, well, it doesn't absorb, but it kind of blends so well. It does not look like you have powder on at all, but it keeps your foundation from like transferring and stuff. I really, really like it. Plus, it's not that messy. I mean, it doesn't even have little sponge in it that the e.l.f. one does, and it's not going anywhere. Love, love, love this. The packaging is great. It doesn't have a scent or anything like that. I'm in love with it. I want to try to bake with it, but I haven't been brave enough. We'll see. Alright, 3 more categories. Setting spray. Drugstore, the L'Oreal Infallible is a really, really, really good one. I love this. It's got the little spray nozzle and you just mist all over. It really does help lock the makeup in. I would not say it holds up to the other one, which is the Urban Decay setting spray. I mean, it does not last nowhere near as long. I will have to retouch during the day to keep it looking fresh, but it still is really good. And for the size that you get, the price is really good as well. However, this is not my favorite one, but I don't have the bottle of my favorite one. It was empty and thrown away. So this is the De-Slick version. Obviously, I don't need this, but this was hanging around in a potential empties bucket from ages ago when I actually did have a little bit of oily skin. But the Urban Decay All Nighter is my all-time favorite setting spray. Love it. It is great. It makes my skin look really good. It makes my makeup kind of blend together really well. And on top of that, it does not look, I don't have to touch it up until like hours later. We're talking like, if I put it on at 8 in the morning, I spray it again like 5 o'clock at night. So, love that. Next, lip primer. I only have one, and that is my MAC Prep and Prime. I absolutely love this stuff. It is great for putting on underneath matte lipsticks. It's also really great for putting on underneath like red lipsticks. This helps keep my lipstick from bleeding, helps it to last longer. It doesn't like sink into the lips. I have found that for some of the liquid lipsticks, especially the matte ones, if I put them on without this, they kind of just absorb into my lips and they are gone. Like I don't even have to eat or drink and they disappear. However, if I put this on first, it does last longer. So the MAC Prep and Prime is my favorite lip primer. As for my favorite lipsticks, hands down, this year my #1 favorite lipstick is my MAC Sunny Soul. It is this Your Lips But Better pink shade. It is absolutely gorgeous. For like the first part of the year, if I was wearing a pink lipstick, 9 times out of 10 it was this. No joke. Love it. And then my second favorite lipstick is actually this YSL in 01. It's the Rouge Percatoire lipstick, and shade 01 is just this classic red shade. And look how creamy that was. That was like one swipe. No joke. Love it. It is a very gorgeous red shade. Looks great. Looks stunning. Love it. So that was part 1 of my best of 2015, my personal favorites. Make sure to come back for part 2, which will be going up on Friday, which will have the eyes and all kinds of stuff like that. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Make sure to hit this with a thumbs up if you want me to do this again, like next year, or if you want to see one in the middle of the year. Leave me a comment down below letting me know, hey, we want to see what your, best, the first half of 2016 products are. Let me know. Make sure to follow me on the social media, link down below, and until next time, bye!